Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio, where we expose what's broken in the healthcare system, connect you to real health solutions, and inspire you to take back control of your life. We want to help you feel empowered, informed, and free to live naturally without fear, confusion, or dependency. Download our latest book on real solutions for health at naturallyinspiredradio.com. Naturally Inspired Radio is a nationally syndicated show broadcast on over 100 radio stations, online platforms, video channels, and podcast feeds. Follow us on your favorite platform today, hit that like button, leave a comment, and engage in our special live stream chats, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com to learn more, register for our weekly giveaway, and explore past episodes. You can also connect directly with Tammy, follow her on all major social media platforms, and discover more about our featured guests and trusted radio partners. Are you looking for better health? Work with Tammy today and take the first step toward a healthier, more empowered lifestyle. Schedule your complimentary 30-minute lifestyle assessment to explore personalized guidance on nutrition, movement, toxin-free living, and natural beauty without pharma. Get started now and discover Tammy's preferred health products at naturallyinspiredstore.com or text Tammy directly 720-303-8868. Love the show and want to support the movement? Head over to naturallyinspiredradio.com and click on the support tab. There you'll find all the ways you can get involved. Join our Naturally Inspired community, become a preferred customer, attend one of our amazing live events, get your backstage pass for exclusive access, and connect to all things naturally inspired. Thank you for tuning in today. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Good morning. Good morning. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. Are you awake? Are you jazzed? Are you pumped? Are you ready for the rest of the week here? Are you ready for Tuesday? I'm ready. It's a beautiful day here in northern Colorado. Again, dare I say, still not a lot of moisture. I was talking to somebody out there in Montana yesterday. Shout out to Montana. And similar situation over there. They're a tad bit concerned about the lack of precipitation that they've had. So, I'm just thinking that we're going to get lots of rain in the spring, and that is totally okay with me. That means my pasture will be green, and I'll have lots and lots of food for my cattle this summer. So that's what I'm banking on, you guys. I'm just banking on that we're going to get rain. And you know how I feel about the snow. I'm not a big fan of the snow anymore. As I'm getting older, I really don't like it. So excuse me if I'm not sad that we haven't had a lot of snow. I understand the need for precipitation, and I think it's coming for you. It's coming this spring, and I'll be fine with some rain. So anyway, I hope you've had a great start to your week. Don't forget, tonight is the night Tuesday night is our weekly wellness workshop. So make sure you join us on that. If you have any questions about it, you can always text me, 720-303-8868. That's a shout out to everyone in our community. I can't wait to see you tonight on the weekly wellness workshop. All right, let's get into it. I've got a great show for you today. Boy, oh boy, culture control. I caught myself talking to somebody yesterday, and we were discussing how everything is fake. You know, us Gen Xers, like, this is kind of how we feel, you know, so fake. Everything's fake. Social media is fake. This is fake, fake, fake. And I thought, okay, like, what does that actually mean when I say I feel that everything is fake? I feel like everything is just a facade, right? It's this, what you see on the outside, peek behind the curtain, not so much, right? Not so much. You're like misrepresenting what you're doing here. And that's why I think the world all feels so fake. Everybody has this kind of, well, I don't want to lump everybody in, but, you know, in the media, I feel like everybody has this back end agenda that they're not exposing. They're saying something and they're like, yeah, we're fighting the good fight. But really, they're getting $7,000 a post from XYZ, right? That's what I mean. And so today I want to talk to you about that, because I think that I'm not the only one that feels this way, that the world is fake. And I think if we just have more conversation around it, then more people will understand that there's like the surface, what is shown on the surface, and then what's really going on, right? What's really going on. And I'm not, you know, there's a lot of people, especially billionaires, who understand how the world works. And I pulled this clip. This is billionaire Ricardo Salinas. Billionaire with a B, right? Billionaire. I just grabbed this little clip off of X because I'm like, yeah, that's exactly it. So listen to this guy, Ricardo Salinas. Here it is.
They don't realize they're inside the matrix. And for most people, they have never been educated. And they don't realize that they're in this trap. In this rat race where they will never be free and they will be forever slaves to the big government. So some people are fine being slaves. They don't mind it, unfortunately. But I would like to say that most of us don't like it. We like to be free in control of our own decisions.
I love this part because he says some people, they don't even realize that they're caught in the game, right? I call it a game. They're caught on the surface, I guess. You know who I'm talking about, right? The people who live for the social media. They live for, virtue signaling, I guess you could say, or, you know, stylizing their Instagram, or, you know, all the fancy trips and the materialism and the cars and the clothes and that's fine. I'm not judging anybody, but like, to me, that stuff now is just so fake, you know, like it just feels like you're living on the surface. You're playing the game. You're in the rat race. And the funny thing is, I think a lot of those people think they're winning. Like, oh, look at all my toys. I'm winning. Not realizing that there's so much more going on beneath the surface of life. And it's not really how life works. You're actually a slave, right? We're all slaves. I said that the other day when I was talking to Jason. I'm like, you know, it's just like we're all slaves. We're all slaves to this system. We don't really have a chance to tap out, an opportunity to tap out of the system, right? Because what's tapping out of the system? Tapping out of the system, like you're going to go move out into the forest and live off grid. Almost impossible nowadays, right? Unless you have like a very tailored high level skill set to survive off in the forest. And even then, I don't know, with all the tracking and tracing and surveillance that goes on, it's not a realistic way to live. So I don't know how you feel, but sometimes I feel like I'm slipping in and out of fake world and into reality these days. Got to go into fake world to do, errands and do things for life, that you have to get done. But every time you go out there, you're just kind of looking at everybody thinking, fake world, right? Like a lot of people buy into these institutions that represent something on the outside, on the surface. Again, it's a facade. But behind that, you and I know what's going on here. But there's like nothing that we can do about it. I mean, this is the society that's been built up. This is how the world works. And we have to live in it, even though we know it's not really authentic. It's bizarre, right? And I guess when you realize that, I feel bad for the people who have been red pilled, over COVID or whatever, because like this has been a gradual thing for me, right? Like I've learned a lot of things 20 years ago or so, and I slowly, progressive, a little bit more, you come to understand like, oh, that's a racket. Oh, that's a racket. Oh, that's a racket. Now basically everything's a racket. But it happens slowly for a lot of us. Unfortunately, because the medical system is really what woke me up. Once you understand how the medical system works, you're like, oh my God, these people aren't professionals. These people aren't experts. I should be blindly putting all my trust in these people who are just following a system like a herd of sheep, and they're playing the game. I'm so successful, I'm a plastic surgeon, I'm a surgeon, I'm this, I'm that. Like, yeah, you're winning in the slave game. Meanwhile, you don't really understand how this whole thing works. You're just a pawn in it. So today what I decided, I thought, okay, well, how many things can I point out here? How many things can I point out that are just, kind of fake? Kind of fake? They are fake, right? One of the big revelations I had many years ago was understanding that the Fed, I thought, growing up, you think, I have to laugh because, you just assume stuff. And I was just assumed, the Federal Reserve, the monetary systems were like government owned. It was the Federal Reserve, right? Yeah, no. No. From one of my favorite books, Creature from Jekyll Island. I want to share this little clip with you. Take a listen.
1. The Federal Reserve System is a cartel. The Federal Reserve System is a cartel of private banks that work together to control the American economy. This system was created in secret by a group of bankers and politicians who met on Jekyll Island in 1910. These individuals were seeking a way to gain control over the nation's money supply and to protect their own interests. Today, the Federal Reserve is composed of 12 regional banks, which are owned by the private banks in their respective regions. The Federal Reserve is not a government agency and operates independently of the government. Example: in 2016, Senator Bernie Sanders cited The Creature from Jekyll Island during his presidential campaign as evidence of the need for greater regulation of the financial industry. 2. The Federal Reserve has the power to create money. One of the most significant powers held by the Federal Reserve is the ability to create money. The Federal Reserve can create money out of thin air by simply adding numbers to bank accounts. This power is known as monetary policy and allows the Federal Reserve to control the money supply and influence interest rates. The Federal Reserve can also influence the economy by buying and selling government securities. Example: in 2020, the Federal Reserve used its power to create money to inject trillions of dollars into the economy in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. 3. The Federal Reserve's policies can lead to inflation. The Federal Reserve's policies can lead to inflation, which is a rise in the general level of prices in the economy.
So, like growing up, I think a lot of us thought that the banking system was, regulated, monitored by people who had our best interests in mind. And, that the economy was dependent on, real tangible things that happened or what have you. And not really. Not really, right? They control the money supply, the interest rates, the credit availability, the currency stability. And when they don't like where it's going or what it's doing, they just tweak it. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back. This is Naturally Inspired Radio.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen.
Follow us on Rumble. Share it with a friend. Naturally Inspired connects people to real solutions for health, and we do that each and every day. We're shaping the culture of health in this country. You can find us on Rumble at Naturally Inspired Radio. You know what helps us? Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, a thumbs up, share it with a friend. That's how we will make the impact that we want to make and change the medical model in our country. So we appreciate you doing that, supporting the show. We love you so much for all of the support that you show us. So thank you. Follow us on Rumble, everybody, at Naturally Inspired Radio. So, what I'm talking about here, fake world, right? The perception is, I don't know how you grew up, but I grew up thinking that, the experts were in charge and that they were doing the best that they could. Maybe that's my Canadian upbringing. In America, I think there was just a healthy a mistrust of the government from birth. That's kind of my experience with people I know around, especially around my age or older, is that you're just supposed to have this healthy mistrust of the government. Well, I grew up thinking the government was, something that helped people. Like I said, the whole thing's a facade, right? And one of the main facades that'll get you into a lot of trouble is if you talk about the Fed, if you talk about the Federal Reserve, right? We know the impact that can have. So listen, this is what the Federal Reserve does. It controls money supply, the interest rates, credit availability, currency stability. The impact on us is that it determines inflation or deflation, purchasing power of everyday people. That's quite a hold on our life, isn't it? Rewards asset holders during monetary expansion. It encourages debt-based economies. And what are we if we are, servicing debt our whole lives, if we are not slaves? It's quite it's a trap. I talked to my kids about this when they graduated high school, that my wish for them, my hope for them was that they would be able to, and that I dedicate myself to doing everything that I can to make sure that they don't get caught in one of those traps. A lot of traps out there. Get yourself a brand new car with a car payment. Anyone can get one virtually, right? Almost everybody can get a car nowadays. You may pay more, but everybody can get one, right? But what that is a big old shackle around your ankle, isn't it? Because now you got a car loan payment to service, but you kind of need a car to get to work. And so, pretty soon, if you allow yourself to fall into the traps, and everybody does because that's the norm of society, you can have yourself pretty locked down pretty quickly. And the Fed encourages that. The central banking and monetary control encourages that. They quietly redistribute wealth through policy, not legislation. The bottom line here is money isn't neutral. Money is managed in this country, and management shapes our behavior. And boy, is that true, right? You service your mortgage, you service your car payments, your credit cards, because there's never enough money to make it through the month. You've always got to put in a little extra because this comes up and that comes up, and you got two incomes in the car. And listen, if that's not slavery, because a lot of people wake up and they think, I don't even like all this stuff. How'd I get here? And that's what I'm talking about. Fake. The image is this will make you happy. A car, a house, stuff, a new shirt, a new fancy, whatever it is. And the truth is that money does not make you happier. Once your basic needs are met, food, shelter, clothing, statistically it shows it doesn't make you happier. You know what makes you miserable is if you can't service your debt. If you get yourself extended too far and you can't service your debt or meet your basic needs, then it becomes a problem. So what a trap, right? You drive by any subdivision today and, big house, 2 cars, all the toys. And let me tell you, they're servicing a lot of debt there. And it's hard to get out of that. And it's a trick because you keep thinking that maybe more stuff is going to bring you fulfillment. Doesn't work that way. So the facade shows us just get more stuff, take more trips, have more fun. You'll be happy. No, you're actually not wired that way as a human. There's something deeper inside you that needs to be met. It's called purpose, right? Meaningfulness to your life. Number 2, global financial institutions. So the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, these provide loans and financial assistance to nations, often with conditions. I remember when I found this out, we loan out all this money and, these countries are never going to pay it back. And the richer countries, they know that. They know that country ain't never paying it back. So they go in and they take all the value out of the country. Nobody's helping anybody out just to do a nice favor. You know what I mean? Even though this whole money thing is really just fake anyway. Right? It's just fake. The corporate governance of multinational power. So the BlackRocks and the Vanguards. These are large, massive megacorps, asset managers and corporations that own significant stakes across every industry. Now, on the facade, we're thinking, we got tons of successful companies in America. It is a very diverse. No, not really. Centralizes decision-making across food, across media, across housing, across energy. And of course, they prioritize shareholder value over local resilience and the impact on society. They have to. That's called fiduciary responsibility. So we think, these corporations, they're giving water during a hurricane, they're so kind and they really care about people. That's what it says on the facade, on the commercials. We care about you. We care about you, We're here for we'll sponsor your local race, We're a part of your community. I'm thinking of some of these healthcare hospital systems in particular as I'm speaking these words, because the facade is, we're here for your community. But in reality, no, you're not. You're here for your fiduciary responsibility to make money and gather up power in your field, like hospital systems. So many of our community hospitals, they're gone. They've been bought up by these megacorps, and even that is a facade, right? Even that is a facade, which we're going to get into next. I don't want to jump ahead too fast. We're going to talk about the pharmaceutical medical regulatory system. So they really influence corporate policy and labor standards and environmental practices, right? Like, what do these corporations have to do with environmental practices? Well, let me tell you, someone like Mark Carney, right? He purchased Westinghouse because it was in the dumpster fire of a company. So it was owned by, I think it was owned by Japan, if I remember correctly. And they couldn't get a lot of their products to market because regulation, the regulation was tripping them up. So Mark Carney's Brookfield investment firm, private equity deal, whatever you want to call it, they went in and bought it. And then he promptly went into politics and is just beating the drum on climate change. Is that because he cares about the climate? Come on, everybody. Wakey. Right? Like, no. This is what's happened to politics in many countries now, if not all, is that you get into politics so you can advance your business agenda. You have to, because sticklers for regulation, you see, they will pass legislation and put in regulation just to slow your megacorp down. If you have those competitors or adversaries and they have their people in politics, they will get you really tripped up in business. It's kind of the point. It's weaponized politics. You guys, they could care less about what we think, right? That's again the facade. They stand in front of the camera and they tell you, we have to save our environment. How dare you? It just makes you want to puke, doesn't it? Because it's got nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with these corporations that are invested in the solutions for climate change, the transfer of how we harvest energy like solar and wind and, fake food and killing animals. They don't want you to do that because they want to have control over your meat that they make in a laboratory. Again, another facade, right? You're out there in public telling everybody, I'm so great because I'm Bill Gates and I'm out here, helping people with their health and advancing society and providing solutions for climate change. Like, oh gosh. It's enough to make you want to puke, right? Because we all know what's going on behind that. Another system that's completely out of control is the pharmaceutical and medical regulatory system. Let's go to that clip next. And this one will no doubt make you a little mad. Take a listen.
First one I saw was a rep came in and invited a doctor, because I was listening, to Bimini for a 5-day snorkeling vacation. And I was passed out when I heard that. One rep from California said, well, I bought my doctor a $15,000 Birkin handbag. The other Midwestern rep said he didn't like his doctor's suit, so he bought him a $5,000 to $6,000 Armani suit and expensed it on their expense reports. It went from golfing to renting a box for a big concert to Phillies games, Eagles games, strip clubs, lap dances, you name it, they received it as gifts and bribes. My name is Lisa Prada. I was pharmaceutical sales rep for 32 years. The first place I was there 17 years was Carter Wallace. Then I went to AstraZeneca. Then I went to Abbott, Serono, and then I went to Questcor. When an MS patient has an exacerbation or an attack or a flare, they're injected with Acthar, and it calms down and reduces inflammation, thus improving their symptoms. The FDA approves the medication, but there are specific dosages that must be followed because that is what the FDA approves the drug for. It is illegal to sell the drug other than what is in that package insert.
That's what you were pressured to do?
Absolutely, yes. Not pressured, told. It was an order. Acthar was approved for 4 vials for 20 days. Each vial is 5 days. But Questcor wanted it for 5 days, which is 1 vial, in order to get approval for Medicare, Medicaid, and the other insurance companies. I knew in my heart that was off-label, and I knew that the patients were never going to get better and they were going to progress downward in their disease and get worse. I was getting the pressure.
Listen, that is just one of, I think I've lost count of how many stories like that I have covered. From right up at the top, Dr. Fauci himself, the little drug called Factor 8, stuff like that all the time. It's everywhere. Stay tuned. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert Garcia. I'll see you in a minute. Stay right there.
Did you know 80% of beef consumed in the U.S. comes from 4 major corporations, much of it being imported or processed with additives? Want real beef from a real farm? Pumpkin Creek Ranch does things the right way. Local, grass-fed, dry-aged beef with no additives, no shortcuts, just honest quality.
Pumpkin Creek Ranch beef is the real deal. I love knowing exactly where my meat comes from. No additives, no nonsense, just honest quality beef.
Best beef I've ever had. You can taste the difference. Rich, tender, and packed with real flavor. Plus, supporting a local ranch makes it even better.
From pasture to plate, they raise their cattle with care, so you can get rich, natural flavor that only real ranching can provide. Stock your freezer with premium beef you can trust. Visit pumpkincreekranchco.com or call 970-658-0176.
Don't miss our health topic coming up in hour 2. We're talking about eye health today. I've got a wonderful 3-product stack pack that supports your eye health, and we're going to talk all about eye health in the second hour. So you want to stay tuned and make sure you catch today's health topic. Of course, whenever you make a purchase with Naturally Inspired, that gets you into the Naturally Inspired community with all of my coaching for free. You get the Tuesday night weekly wellness workshops, and of course, my health text line. That's one-on-one support as you move along your optimum health journey. So what a fantastic value. Get your eye health stack pack. We're going to talk about it in the health segment, so stay tuned for that coming up. Yeah, so, when I think about these cases, I'm telling you, I've been doing this since 2019, right? And I can't even tell you how many of these types of stories I've covered, where it was like, yeah, buy this. And, well, the drug actually works at this dose, but the FDA's only approved it at this dose. We're actually not getting any results from it, but hey, we're going to give it to them anyway. That type of thing. Or knowingly shipping tainted drugs internationally to another country, allegedly, Actually, I don't even think it's allegedly anymore because, I mean, it's been covered on mainstream news back in the, I think it was the late 90s. Anyway, story after story, and we could go to AZT and we can go to mRNA. The facade on the outside is that, oh my goodness, these people are so smart, right? They're so smart. They've been to Stanford. They've been to Harvard. They've got a white coat. They're the doctors. They know everything. They know more than me. I'm just a dum-dum, right? That's the paradigm we have going on in health. And that has gotten us exactly where we are today. That stuff's got to stop. That has got to stop. Okay? The pharmaceutical and medical regulatory system, the FDA and the World Health Organization, for examples, they regulate drugs, they regulate vaccines, medical devices, and they give health guidance. And the impact on society is that they tend to determine what is considered standard of care. We've just got a huge problem here, though. And the problem is that a lot of these agencies like the WHO and the CDC and many others, they actually have arms to them that are nonprofits, and they take massive donations from whoever would like to donate, i.e., Bill Gates, for example. He ended up being the number 1 or the number 2 donor of the World Health Organization next to the United States of America. Do you think he might have had some pull there? Oh, and by the way, he's in the vaccine business. And what is the WHO all hot over is if it isn't distributing vaccines all over the globe. You know what I'm saying? Like on the facade, oh, these agencies are here to protect us. They're going to keep us, from getting sick. They're going to be able... Please. I don't think we even have to argue about this anymore, right? Because like COVID. That's all I'm going to say, right? These people are not trustworthy. On the surface, we were conned into thinking that these, doctors, just like this lady, she's been in pharmaceutical sales 30 years or what have you. So like she has seen more than her fair share of doctors being wined and dined and prosticized. Is that a word? You know what I'm talking about? That's really the way the world of pharma works. And these pharma reps, sometimes ex-Playboy playmates and what have you, making a killing out there selling drugs to doctors to sell to you. So when you walk into the doctor's office and you see all the little pamphlets all over the waiting room, and then you happen to go in for your visit and the doctor says, oh, guess what? I think we better check your such and such because you know what? Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Here's a nice little prescription for you. It's not what it appears to be. It's not what it appears to be. It's all an illusion. Just like this billionaire Ricardo Salinas says, people don't realize they're living in the matrix. There's what is being sold on the facade. Oh, this is a reason why we do this. Yes, of course. It's for your health and safety. And then there's the real reason. And maybe sometimes, I haven't seen it for a while, maybe sometimes the two actually coincide. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've actually seen that. Honestly, when was the last time I can say, yeah, I can understand why they're doing that. That makes sense. Been a long time. Research shapes priorities and they're always drug-centric. So what product can we sell next? Right? I mean, you see it on your TV. Yeah, all these different diagnoses now. Why? Because there's a drug for all of them. And listen, read it's just insane. The whole thing is just insane. When I crack this code, I'm like, oh my God, this is insane. There's 300 different symptoms for MS. Okay. There's also 300 different symptoms for anxiety, both of which overlap a little bit, You know what I'm saying? If you have all these things, can you really even name 300 things that are wrong with you? Like, let's just throw everything in there. And then if we have enough of these, we can give you a label. And then we can use that label to code and bill the insurance model. And then we can argue and use you as a pawn in the middle for how much we're going to get paid out to the doctor's office, from the hospital, right, to the insurance company. The insurance company, they'll argue with the hospital system. The hospital system will argue with the insurance company, and the insurance company will argue with your actual doctor. Like, you're not even in the equation. Barely. You're just the reason for them to exchange money. I'm sorry, but it's an illusion. Our health care system it's a cartel. It's a cartel. Here's another one that's a complete illusion, and that is education and credentialing systems. I remember the first time I saw that you had to get certified to arrange somebody's closet. I'm a certified closet organizer. Okay, it's gone a little too far here, right? So the Department of Education and the World Economic Forum also, these are like credentialing systems, institutions that define what knowledge is. So this is what Rockefeller Medicine did. I mean, they're the patenters of this formula. We'll decide what knowledge is. Then we'll credential these people who suck in our knowledge, and then we will choose who is acceptable with expertise. It rewards compliance over creativity, and in science, how are we ever going to advance if, the basis of science is consensus? It's idiotic. It's just idiotic. And you have these idiots out there now just saying, I don't care about one or two hypotheses. I care about consensus. I care that we all agree. This is now what you're getting for science, people, is that everybody agrees. It's gotten so ridiculous now that we have people putting real weight, scientific weight, on fat bodybuilding. This was proven by James Lindsay and friends who were, they were researchers, and they realized how ridiculous the topics of research and the hypothesis were getting. It was insane. And so they decided to hatch this little plan where they would write and submit for publication these fake research studies. And guess what? They got published. One of which was fat bodybuilding. Another one was dog rape, I think it was. Rape in dog parks. I mean, it was just absolutely insane. It's a joke, people. The whole system is an illusion. And that is how I defined fake world. You know what I mean? Fake world. Fake world. Living in the Matrix. And a lot of people have no idea. Stay tuned for your naturally inspired moment. It's a good one today. We'll be right back.
Did you know that nearly 70% of Americans struggle with their health every single day? That's why we are reaching out to health professionals and to anyone who simply has a heart for helping people. Right now, there's an opportunity to make a real difference in people's lives while building a flexible income stream for yourself. Whether you're already working in health, wellness, or just passionate about seeing people thrive, we want to connect with you and introduce you to our system. Together, we can provide real solutions that empower people to take control of their health and create lasting impact. If you've been looking for a way to combine purpose with income, this is it. Visit simplehealthincome.com or text 720-764-7448. That's simplehealthincome.com or text 720-764-7448. We look forward to working with you.
Do you need help on your optimum health journey? Maybe you just feel like you don't have the motivation. You've run out of ideas. There's so much information online, you don't know where to start. These are the types of things people always tell me when I get the opportunity to sit down with them and have a good conversation. And that's what I do. That's what I do every day, all day long, is I meet one-on-one with people and I help connect them to real solutions for health and a real path forward for them, individualized. So you can work with me for better health. You can book your free assessment at naturallyinspiredstore.com. That's naturallyinspiredstore.com. If you're like, what? I don't really get this. So I've never done this before, because it is new. I don't think anybody else is doing what we're doing here at Naturally Inspired. I really don't. I haven't met them. So if you don't really understand it, I'm fully transparent. I'll explain everything to you. 720-303-8868. You can drop me a text is probably best. I'm often in assessments. So I do take calls if I'm available, but a lot of times I'm not available. So it's best to text. Text me at 720-303-8868. All right. Listen, the world is fake. The world is fake. But once you know that, you understand that you do have some power in it with the choices that you make, right? Don't buy into the fake system. Find alternatives, alternative ways to do things. And then, as we come out of this, because we've got to come out of this at some point, this fakeness, this fake world, this corruption. And it's going to change because many of us started making different choices. We are the people in this country. We shape the culture in this country. Okay, so that brings me to my naturally inspired moment for today. Listen, truth matters. And many years ago, I think, I read a book. I think it was Jordan Peterson's book, 12 Rules for Life. And one of those rules was don't lie. And I thought, well, that's kind of obvious, right? Didn't we all learn that in kindergarten? Like, don't tell a lie, right? But then when I dug into his book more and I started to understand what he actually meant, it was like, really, it's about lying to yourself. I'm not a big fan of being, one of those people that's like, well, that's the truth. And I don't care if it hurts this person's feelings. I'm going to go ahead and tell them they're fat. Come on. That's not nice, right? It's just not nice. So I don't think that was the kind of truth that he was really talking about. I think what's more important is that we're truthful with ourselves. That is the most important thing, right? Like, it doesn't hurt me if someone's not telling me the truth necessarily. It hurts them, especially when it comes to your health, right? So truth matters, especially the truth you tell yourself. And, I talk to people every day, and during the conversations, we start, because there's a lot of emotion around your health. Especially, if you've been dealing with something a long time, it can be very frustrating. And I'm going to use weight loss for this scenario because it's a good demonstration. With weight loss, what happens is, first of all, let me tell you, it's not your fault. Having a weight problem in our society today is not your fault. This system of, like, listen, it's all fake. I just told you for 45 minutes that everything is fake, including our food system. They have taken the real food and turned it into food-like substances, right? And your body doesn't even know how to process those food-like substances, and it creates problems at the metabolic level. So it's not your fault, right? But here's the thing. It is your responsibility. And so, as humans, we have to be willing to be honest with ourselves. If we're not honest with ourselves, you're delaying your results. So I know exactly why it happens. It's not that anybody's malicious and they want to lie or they're trying to be deceptive or, it's not that. It's that it's a painful issue. And so we tend to want to protect ourselves. Our emotions run high, especially around weight, because there's shame around it. There is frustration. Why is my body doing this to me? Like there's all this emotion around it. And so because we have emotions, it can cloud our judgment. And so a lot of people will say to me, if they've been struggling with their weight for a long time, I've tried everything. I have tried everything. Yeah, I do that. I do that. I've done that. I do that. I've done that. I've done it all. And it's just not true. And my concern is that you're lying to yourself. And when you're lying to yourself, you're delaying your results. Listen, when we can identify key things that are causing the issue, that's a good day. So, sometimes people will say, well, I try to eat healthy. I try to eat healthy. I try to eat healthy. That means, oh yeah, we eat all protein, we eat all this, we eat all that. But then as we get to know each other through the conversation, I'll find out that, they're eating pasta, they're eating chips, they're eating, and listen, I'm not calling anybody out here. Okay. Listen, I'm not calling anybody out here. I'm saying that's the human way. We protect ourselves. I'm doing everything right. I've tried everything and nothing works. But really, truly being honest with yourself, if you tracked everything that you put into your body, you would see that there's some gaps here. There's some distance between what you think you're doing and what you're actually doing. Okay? And I say that because, man, I don't want you to suffer another day. I don't want you to suffer another day. There's a solution here, but you have to get committed. So, self-deception delays results. If you believe you're doing better than you are, you'll wonder why nothing is working. Your body responds to what you actually do, not what you intend to do. Mixed inputs create mixed results, especially when we're dealing with things like insulin resistance. When you're dealing with insulin resistance, we're trying to reprogram the brain for better control over our hormones, right? When we release ghrelin, when we release leptin, cortisol spikes. So, you can be doing great and then, you have a day where you have a sandwich and then you have some chips and then, you get back on track. But if you do that multiple times through the week, that's a major derailment. So you may think, well, I just had half a bagel. It's not that. That's not the way your body interprets it. Your body interprets it as a glitch in the reprogramming. You're reprogramming with high protein. You're reprogramming with high fat. You're reprogramming by eating in a feasting window. You're retraining your metabolism. If you just sprinkle in some crackers here, well, I just had a couple crackers. You've disrupted the reprogramming. You got to start over. So be honest with yourself. Okay? I want you to be honest with yourself because I don't want you to suffer unnecessarily. Sometimes there are very easy, pointable things that you're doing that are derailing you that you're just not willing to acknowledge. Okay? So confusion leads to frustration, and that will lead to giving up. Nothing works attitude. The bottom line is results never lie, even when we do. Even when we do. Honesty reveals the real lever. So when someone says, I don't know why my blood sugar is high, but tortillas are daily, the answer is already there. You don't need more supplements. You don't need more protocols. You need more awareness and honesty. Truth shows you the one change that actually matters. Half-truths create false identity. Saying, I eat clean while eating inflammatory foods keeps people stuck between two worlds. You can't build momentum on a false identity. Labels don't change physiology. Choices do. Integrity builds self-trust, and alignment beats labels every time. Every time. Honesty is empowering. It's not punishing. It's not shameful. It's empowerment. It stop delaying your results. Owning reality isn't weakness, it's strength. When you tell the truth, you regain control. No more guessing or self-blame. You stop outsourcing your responsibilities. Awareness gives you your power back. It gives you your power back. Now you don't have to feel frustrated. You'll know, oh, I slipped up and that's why. I've got to do less slip-ups. Not be perfect all the time, but, get back on track as fast as possible. That's a muscle you have to practice, getting back on track. Change starts with one brave admission. Every transformation begins with this sentence. This is where I actually am, right? I mean, listen, the scale, a measurement, a marker that's measured at the doctor's office, a blood test or whatever. Listen to me. This is a snapshot in time. It does not have anything to do with your identity, with your character, how much you love your kids, what a good wife you are, what a good husband you are, how well you are at your job, what your how good you are with creativity, problem solving. Like, I'm just giving you all these, how well you can fix a car. The number on the scale, guess what? Has nothing to do with any of that. Has nothing to do with any of that. Nothing. Has nothing to do with the important things in life. It's simply a number. And so if you find yourself scared to get on a scale, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. And that should tell you that you have tied your worth to a number on a scale. Is that crazy? That's crazy. That's crazy. So a little immersion therapy would be making yourself get on the scale every day and feel nothing. Feel nothing about it. You're a science experiment. How can I make this number go down? Well, I got to eat more. I got to move a little more. I've got to clean up my metabolic health because I have congestion in my cells, right? Like, this is what's happening. I made some poor choices with my food. I made some poor choices with my stress levels, maybe. Like, there's more than one thing that contributes to weight gain. Everybody, you're a good person. You have a weight issue, you have a health issue, you're still a good person. This is not your identity. You don't need to be perfect, but you do need to be honest because your body is always listening and it always responds to the truth. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. Stay tuned. We'll be back for the second hour.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio, where we expose what's broken in the healthcare system, connect you to real health solutions, and inspire you to take back control of your life. We want to help you feel empowered, informed, and free to live naturally without fear, confusion, or dependency. Download our latest book on real solutions for health at naturallyinspiredradio.com. Naturally Inspired Radio is a nationally syndicated show broadcast on over 100 radio stations, online platforms, video channels, and podcast feeds. Follow us on your favorite platform today, hit that like button, leave a comment, and engage in our special live stream chats, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com to learn more, register for our weekly giveaway, and explore past episodes. You can also connect directly with Tammy, follow her on all major social media platforms, and discover more about our featured guests and trusted radio partners. Are you looking for better health? Work with Tammy today and take the first step toward a healthier, more empowered lifestyle. Schedule your complimentary 30-minute lifestyle assessment to explore personalized guidance on nutrition, movement, toxin-free living, and natural beauty without pharma. Get started now and discover Tammy's preferred health products at naturallyinspiredstore.com or text Tammy directly 720-303-8868. Love the show and want to support the movement? Head over to naturallyinspiredradio.com and click on the support tab. There you'll find all the ways you can get involved. Join our Naturally Inspired community, become a preferred customer, attend one of our amazing live events, get your backstage pass for exclusive access, and connect to all things naturally inspired. Thank you for tuning in today. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Welcome back to Hour 2. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert-Garcia. I'm so glad you decided to join me today. Do you have your coffee? Are you having a good morning? Are things going okay? I wonder how it is out there on the roads. Are you experiencing lots of traffic? If you are, my heart goes out to you. I know how annoying that is. So anyway, I hope you're having a good morning, and I'm sure glad you're spending it with me in the first hour. If you missed it, you got to go back and check it out. We're talking about the fake world, everybody. Fake world, everything is fake. You know, there's a facade of what they try to make everybody think is going on. And then, of course, we know that there's something entirely different going on behind the curtain. It truly is a fake world. You're not imagining it. You're not imagining it. You're not weird. You're not an alien, although sometimes, I mean, I'm with you. It feels like it, you know, when you're out there in reality, intermingling with the zombies who are living in the fake world. You're like, why is this not a problem for you? Epstein, you know, it's like, wow, it's craziness. It's craziness. Anyway, if you missed the first hour, you got to go back and check it out and know that in the second hour, we're going to be doing a health topic. We do a health topic every day near the end, the last segment of the show. And today we're going to be talking about eye health. I've had some questions about eye health and what you can do to support your vision. So we've got a wonderful deal for you, a stack pack of 3 different products for an eye health stack pack. And you can view that at naturallyinspiredstore.com or right here on the screen as well. We've got new tricks here, new tricks. Jason's developing new tricks all the time, all the graphics and the there it is. Look at that. Wow, fancy. I love it. I love it. Just trying to make it easier for you to connect to real solutions for health. So we have a stack pack there, and I'll be talking about that in the health topics segment. So you're not going to want to miss it if vision especially is an issue for you. So this is the time in the show where I remind you that you have a culture, because you do. And we all do, whether you're from America or Canada or the UK or Australia, you have a culture. And right now there is just a massive movement to take away your culture, to make you feel like, because the color of your skin maybe, or other reasons, that you don't have a culture. And that you have to open your house up, your home, your land up to other people so that they can come in and give you a culture. That doesn't sit so right with me. In fact, it really irks me. And I think it probably irks you too. And so I take time every day in this show to remind everybody how fantastic your culture is. Fantastic. I mean, just amazing, actually. Just amazing. And so today I want to talk about something that ties right in to this fake world stuff. And it is small business, actually, because we have let go of our roots. Our roots are in small business. Everybody had a business. That's the entrepreneurial spirit of America that is completely tied in to the culture of America, people. We've gotten a little gun shy on small businesses. Oh, that won't work. Most businesses fail in the first 5 years. Oh, how are you going to do that? Yeah, you might as well just go get a job, right? That kind of is the attitude, land a job with a Fortune 500 and you're set, right? Or get a job with the government and you're set. What about building something of your own, right? What about that? Because that's actually in your bloodline. That's what you're wired for. That's where you came from. So I did a little research on this, okay? So very much is a part of American culture, and this is why. Small business started in America because America was built by self-employed people. Before the corporation, before the megacorp, everybody had a business. You might have been a farmer. You might have been a blacksmith, a carpenter, some sort of merchant, an innkeeper, midwives, printers. Most early Americans worked for themselves, or they worked with their family. There was no large employer class. Survival required production. Small business wasn't a choice. This is the way we did things around here. So you got to do something. Whether you're putting shoes on a horse or selling horses or, everybody had a business. And we've really gotten away from that. The centralization of so much of our goods has destroyed small business. I like that Trump has now said, at least that these corporations can't buy single family homes anymore. That's good. That's good. But we need more movement towards that. We need more movement towards supporting the family, the individual, the small business. The frontier forced entrepreneurship. As settlers moved west, there was no centralized infrastructure available, no guaranteed supply chains, no government safety net. If you wanted shoes, tools, food, repairs, you had to create it. You traded it or you sold something. This mindset was reinforced by land access policies like the Homestead Act, which rewarded work, not inheritance or getting something for nothing. Independence became a virtue, not a risk. Trade was personal, local, and trust-based. Early American commerce, it's what I call community commerce, real community commerce, where I buy from my friends buy from me, people in my neighborhood buy from me, I buy from them. That's true community commerce, and that keeps the money in your town, in your city. We've also gotten away from that, right? Now we have Amazon. Trade was personal, local, and trust-based. Early American commerce happened face-to-face. Credit was your reputation. Quality mattered because word traveled fast. Community survival depended on reliability. This created a culture where your name was your brand. I love that because I think we are getting back to that. When I talk about, where to get your meat, where to get your produce, where to get your food, it's not about labels anymore. Listen, a lot of that stuff's fake. You can't rely on the government to label everything for you when they're taking money to manipulate regulation. So now we're kind of back to square one. It's about transparency. You want to know about your meat? Know your rancher. Know your rancher. Know the producer as best you can. So this created a culture where your name was your brand. That ethic still lives in family businesses today, trades, farms, local shops. The problem is we've gotten used to cheap things. We've gotten used to cheap things and disposable things instead of paying a little more for quality. I see everybody complaining online, about refrigerators, dishwashers. These appliances don't last for anything anymore. We all know that. And the reason is because a lot of this stuff has been outsourced. And it isn't your local people making it anymore. They don't have to face you in the store if you did them a dirty by selling them a crappy appliance. Independence is an American value. Unlike many countries where work is tied to class or guild, was tied to class or guild, America normalized owning your labor, setting your hours, taking risk, and then reaping reward. This directly aligns with the ideals protected in the United States Constitution: freedom of pursuit, property, and contract. Small business equals freedom in action. Also, innovation comes from the edges. Many of America's biggest companies started small, right? They started in these little back rooms, if you will, in barns, in kitchens. This is why America culturally celebrates hustle, reinvention, side business, side gig, second chances. Failure wasn't disgrace, it was education. What'd you learn from that endeavor? What did you learn from that endeavor? Small business is how communities stay human. Small businesses, they know your name, they adapt to local needs, they keep money circulating locally, they create culture. It's not just about profit. And this is why Main Street still symbolizes real America, even in the digital age. It's also an act of self-determination, right? There's a level of self-respect that comes from being a business owner. At its core, small business says, I will not wait for permission to contribute. And that belief is uniquely American. This matters today more than ever. When small business disappears, communities hollow out. We've seen it. We've seen it in Detroit. We've seen it in many places. Dependency then increases. Get dependent on the megacorp. Culture weakens, innovation stagnates, and when small business thrives, people regain agency. Their skills are preserved, values are passed down, and freedom stays practical. Small business isn't just how America makes money, it's how America makes citizens. So here are some statistics that I think are interesting. There are about 36.2 million small businesses in the U.S. As of the most recent Small Business Administration data, these are businesses defined as having fewer than 500 employees. Small businesses make up 99% of all U.S. businesses. Nearly every business in the country is small by this definition. Of those, a large majority, around 30 million, are non-employer firms, meaning they are self-employed owners without paid staff beyond themselves. Small business isn't a niche. It is the business landscape in this country. It is part of your American culture. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen.
A very special thank you to all our members, especially the new ones that have just joined us. Thank you to all of you. I'm so grateful for you supporting this message. This is how we're able to do the show and maintain this community is by your support. These people have made a purchase recently. Thank you to Deborah, Mitch, Deb, Sandy, Ann, Scott, Stephen, Stephanie, Michael, Teresa, Yvonne, Rodney, Eric, and many others. It's our supporters like this that help us stay on the air and keeps our health community growing. You are actively participating in shaping the culture of health in your country. You're tired of it. You're tired of it, and you're speaking with your choice every time you purchase with Naturally Inspired, and you show up to the weekly wellness workshops, and you gather information from these shows, and you make different choices. It's so funny. It's wild because when I first started this podcast, I used to say at the beginning of the show, help me change the medical model. Help me change the medical model. You can do what you love for longer. That was my tagline back then. And I had no idea that COVID was going to hit. You know what I mean? So I had no idea in 2019 that COVID was going to hit and that I'd have this big of an opportunity to change the medical model. That's like one of the only silver linings I can think of about COVID is that it woke so many people up about health that now many people do not trust their doctor. They do not trust the WHO. They know. You all know. And many people, not this many people would know if it wasn't for COVID. Like we have already changed the medical model for sure, but we're not done yet. We need to get to the solutions part. And we need more research, and we need more practice, and we need more understanding that we can change the medical model and get real solutions for health. So anyway, off on a little tangent there. But I have a monthly flip book available for you with huge deals in it. There's buy one, get one frees in there, still available. You can get into the Naturally Inspired community so easy by just making a purchase. naturallyinspiredstore.com. That's naturallyinspiredstore.com. Check out the monthly flip book there with all of our fabulous specials. Stock up your wellness cabinet. You'll be glad that you did. I know I just as a nerd out when my order comes and all the stuff that I have in it. I just love it. I love putting it all into my cabinet and knowing that I'm stocked and ready to go. I know, I'm a dork. Anyway, I got some news for you in the health realm today. Bobby Kennedy making big advances here. I'm going to play this clip and then we'll talk about it. Here it is.
That's largely because we don't know the health consequences of what we're eating. Thanks to the GRAS exemption enacted by Congress in 1958 that allows food companies to independently verify the safety of their ingredients with no government oversight if they are generally recognized by experts as safe. Pending White House approval, he intends to close that back door.
That loophole was hijacked by the industry, and it was used to add thousands upon thousands of new ingredients into our food supply. In Europe, there's only 400 legal ingredients. This agency does not know how many ingredients there are in American food.
We do not know.
They do not know. The estimates are between 4,000 and 10,000. We have no idea what they are.
How do we know what is safe to eat?
There is no way for any American to know if a product is safe if it is ultra-processed.
Ultra-processed food, you have no idea what is in it. Again, like on the facade, you're thinking, well, why would it be on the shelf if it was poison? Because I don't even know what's in it. I don't even know what's in it. Does it bother you that 60 Minutes is now, really fascinating. They would have buried this story. They have been burying stories like this for years. You know why? Because who's funding 60 Minutes? If it ain't cookies and crackers and pharmaceutical companies. And now they're like, interesting. Yeah, no, generally recognized as safe. It's called the GRAS Loophole. This is what's gotten your food turned into poison. Yeah, because somebody paid for something somewhere along the line, right? And we got this little term put in place. And so, yeah, as long as it's under the GRAS statement, generally recognized as safe. Sure, put it in there. Now we have over 4,000 ingredients. And you know what? Some people are probably listening to this thinking, who cares? Like, it's just food, right? It's just junk food. Listen, this is suffering. This is suffering. That frustration I talked about, at the end of last hour, that's real pain and suffering. And that's in your moms and your dads and your sisters and your brothers and even your kids. And the reason for the suffering is in part because of this. 4,000 ingredients. Like, listen, when you eat butter, your body goes, okay, butter. It's got a lot of nutritional value in it, right? So it's got lots of fat. It's got lots of nutrition in it. Your body knows what to do with that nutrition. It puts it to work. Same when it eats beef. Beef, it has protein in it. It has minerals. It has all kinds of nutrition in it. The body goes, oh yeah, that's beef. Put it to work. When you're eating, cheese doodles dipped in taki sauce or whatever, it's got about, a list of ingredients this long in it. The body goes, what is this? What do I do with this? Inflammatory response. Then we got to protect the body from these foreign things. And people are eating that every single day, multiple times a day. multiple times a day, right? You wonder why people are sick? That's why. And the way I look at it is I'm like, wow, the body absolutely amazes me. We can poison it a little by little every day. You know, we can dump substances into it, cigarettes, alcohol, prescription pills, petrochemicals. Like, we put all this stuff in it, still keeps going. And then we're mad at it. Why aren't you got more energy? You're turned against me. I'm fighting against my body. It's like this poor thing, this poor vessel is drowning in toxins and all kinds of things, congestion, poison, and you turned on me. Got to fight against my body. A little gratitude. You know, a little gratitude. I can find it in when things aren't going right, you know, you still think, man, I know I don't quite understand you yet, but thank you. Thank you for opening your eyes today. Thank you for allowing me to get out of bed, even though it might not have been that easy. Thank you. Shifts everything. It shifts everything. So this is big win. This GRAS loophole, closing this. Your food's going to look different, okay? Because a lot of the chemicals they're using is again, fake food. It's the facade, right? Your Fruit Loops are bright pink, bright purple. Listen, those colors don't exist in nature. So they're going to be a little dimmer. You know, they're going to be colored with things like beet juice and turmeric maybe, and other food, actual food dyes that are just food that are edible. So when you eat them, your body will go, okay, this is corn. Still not that great for me, but you know, this is corn, and no, that's some beet juice, and you know, we can put it to use. It's not going to create this big inflammatory response. So that's some really good news. Some really good news there. How long is this? I did a little bit of research here. The generally recognized as safe label under the U.S. FDA framework, a substance can be used in food without pre-market approval if qualified experts conclude it's safe under its intended condition of use. Qualified experts. Can somebody define qualified expert now? Is Fauci a qualified expert? Because everything I've learned about Fauci from some of his colleagues, especially that I've interviewed over the years, is that this guy was a total yes man. He never actually even really practiced science. He was always about being on camera, being the mouthpiece for science. And so I don't know how he becomes the expert, you know, politics, of course. But as far as I'm concerned, listen, hey, we have a 76% chronic disease rate in this country. Y'all experts are fired. You know, you can't be failing that bad and still call yourself an expert. Nope. Like I always say, there are no experts now. Everything's up for scrutiny. We've got to, and results matter. I'm declaring that. Can I just declare that right now? Can we get back to a merit-based society? I mean, I'm not really sure where we lost the thread on merit-based things. Results matter. Results matter. So when we have morbidly obese people heading up our health department, that's a problem. That's a problem because results should matter. If you do not know how to curate health in your own body, how are you qualified to lead? Sorry, not sorry though. Like, enough already. Enough. It's just stupid. It was a 1958 Food Additives Amendment to the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act. The idea was sensible at the time, but but it's really become a major loophole for deception. So it's going to be going away. Some good news on the health front from this administration. Stay tuned. More stories coming up next.
Did you know 80% of beef consumed in the U.S. comes from 4 major corporations, much of it being imported or processed with additives? Want real beef from a real farm? Pumpkin Creek Ranch does things the right way. Local, grass-fed, dry-aged beef with no additives, no shortcuts, just honest quality.
Pumpkin Creek Ranch beef is the real deal. I love knowing exactly where my meat comes from. No additives, no nonsense, just honest quality beef.
Best beef I've ever had. You can taste the difference. Rich, tender, and packed with real flavor. Plus, supporting a local ranch makes it even better.
From pasture to plate, they raise their cattle with care, so you can get rich, natural flavor that only real ranching can provide. Stock your freezer with premium beef you can trust. Visit pumpkincreekranchco.com or call 970-658-0176.
Welcome back. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. Hey, do you like to listen to radio shows, to shows like this? Maybe listen as you're drifting off to sleep sometimes. I don't know. If you like to listen to Audible, we're on there. So you can follow us on Audible. Please share it with a friend. We're connecting people to real solutions for health here. We're talking about the real stuff, the stuff that makes the difference in people's lives. So you can follow us on Audible at Naturally Inspired Radio. That's at Naturally Inspired Radio. Oh, Mr. Aaron Siri. This guy has just been fighting the good fight for kids for such a long time and doing a heck of a job. I mean, just an incredible job. So a little soundbite from Mr. Aaron Siri on chronic disease and children. Take a listen.
Under 10% of kids, according to many studies, having a chronic disease in America. Under 10%. To today, over 40% of kids in America, and some studies say 50%, have a chronic health issue. Many multiple. What are those chronic health issues? Why don't you call them out if you know them? Okay. Got it. Whew. Yes. Exactly. And there is a commonality amongst almost every one of those chronic health issues. Their etiology, the underlying mechanism of what causes them, and it is immune system dysregulation. What's asthma? Form of immune system dysregulation. What's atopic issues? Go down the whole list. Even ADHD. How many people knew ADHD, when you look at the studies, are related to immune system dysregulation? How many people knew that? Huh. Yeah. Cited all in my book, by the way. Yeah. As well as most of the health conditions. So you have to ask yourself, what has caused the immune system of our children in mass to dysregulate across this country? It is not isolated to any geography, nor to any race, nor any religion, nor a boardroom, nor people that wear red shirts, or people who wear ripped shirts, or nothing else, you know? So, and I'll tell you who can answer that question. It's our medical health authorities. They just can't figure it out.
They just can't figure it out. And here's why they can't figure it out. It goes back to what I was talking about at the beginning of the show. The facade, the fake world. See, the fake world needs for medical interventions to be the solution to things because it's propped up on it. The stock market is affected by it. The megacorp is affected by it. And when the solution doesn't involve pharmaceuticals, there's a problem for them. And so they just look the other way, because their priority is not actually health. It's the mega corporation. It's the business. It's the control of our culture. This is how you curate health. You take 72 vaccines. And of course, there's nothing wrong with that. Meanwhile, we have epidemic of chronic disease with our children. Again, fake world. Lots of people still living in that, but less. And I think that's very, very encouraging. So glad we have people like Aaron Siri on our team, to be honest. He's done so much for the movement, him and Bobby Kennedy and the whole Children's Health organization. I got nothing but praise for them. Nothing but praise. All right. Another story that you need to be very, very aware of. I just, when I talk to people all week long, one of the common themes is always, well, I saw this on TikTok and I saw that on TikTok and I saw this on social media and I just don't even know where to start. Do I do a cortisol drink? Do I start cold plunging? Do I do and let me tell you, I've brought for you today a list of things, okay, of health trends that should die in 2026. And these are just my opinion, okay? These are my opinion. But I think these trends need to die in 2026 because they keep coming back up and it's just not helping anybody, Number one, okay? And I know a lot of people may not like this. Tracking systems. Right? Look at this. So Google and Oracle, they were monitoring people with for the COVID vaccine for 2 years. Tracking systems. So they told Wall Street Journal last week that all warp speed vaccine recipients in the U.S. will be monitored by incredibly precise tracking systems for up to 2 years. What were they monitoring for? Right? So anyway, one of the hacks I think that needs to disappear is biohacking, over surveillance. Please, let's get rid of over surveillance when it comes to health. Some of this data you just weren't meant to know. You just weren't meant to know some of this data, and we can get very attached to lab results. And like I said earlier, it's one moment in time, but our government is regularizing or normalizing rather surveillance in health. They're normalizing surveillance in health. And like I said, sometimes less data is better. You get hyper fixated on the data, and that becomes the thing you attach to instead of letting go a little bit and letting the body heal. So that's one of the things I'd like to see die in 2026 is over surveillance of health. Number two is thing that I would like to see die is detox cleanses. I know a lot of people like their detox. Hear me out. I'm not entirely against detoxes. I think they can be a wonderful tool. Gentle detoxes, okay? Gentle detoxes, things like using bentonite clay, even activated charcoal, things of that nature, binders to carry things out, okay? But here's what's going wrong with cleansing. First of all, your body already detoxes continuously. ABD, always be detoxing. It detoxes through your liver, through your kidneys, through your gut, through your lungs, through your skin. And these incredible protocols like juice cleanses, detox kits, they don't enhance that process. No cleanse can outperform your body's detox pathways. Many cleanses reduce protein. They impair phase 2 in liver detox. Rapid calorie restriction often elevates your cortisol and causes a blood sugar rebound. Most detox symptoms equal electrolyte imbalance or caffeine withdrawal. So a better alternative is getting yourself committed to a healthy lifestyle. See, that's my real problem is we have people that are, maybe not, they're not committed to a lifestyle that brings the results that they want. So, I went on this bender kind of thing. I've been drinking a lot. Maybe I've had too many cookies over the holidays, too much. I need to do a cleanse, right? But most of the time, the expectation from that cleanse is that it is going to provide some sustainable results. And the best thing to do is to build a sustainable routine first. You may not need a cleanse. Once you cut out carbohydrates, ultra-processed foods, carbohydrates, once you cut out sugar, once you commit to high protein, high fat, hydration, movement, stress management, you may not need a 6-day terror cleanse. You know what I mean? Maybe later down the road, when things get a little more complex and we're not getting quite the results that we need with the food and the timed eating window and movement and all that, perhaps then you can use it as a therapeutic tool. But this isn't the thing to start with. Okay? Gentle cleanses, that create lots of fiber and pull things out and, but don't stop eating. Don't stop, doing these crazy cleanses that last days and days. What you really need to get busy doing is building a healthy lifestyle routine. Okay? So let's retire crazy cleanses in 2026. The next one is cardio for weight loss. Stop trying to run weight off. It doesn't work. Cardio is not a fat loss tool. It is a cardiovascular conditioning tool. So it's great for your cardiovascular health, but it actually increases appetite. And chronic cardio elevates cortisol and actually results in fat retention. Muscle mass, not calorie burn, drives long-term healthy metabolism. People regain weight when cardio stops. And resistance training plus walking and metabolic flexibility of proteins, fats, insulin control, that's the way forward. Muscle is your friend. You don't need to do miles and miles of cardio, right? Cardio does not equal weight loss. Muscle equals healthy metabolism. Okay, so let's retire cardio for weight loss in 2026. Here's a crazy one, sauna blankets. I don't really, I've heard a few people using these, but sweating doesn't equal detox or fat loss necessarily. It can help you open your detox pathways, but it's mostly just water loss at that point, right? You're just getting dehydrated. Heat stress without conditioning can strain the cardiovascular system. It lacks benefits of traditional sauna use. A sauna blanket does. Better alternative is a real sauna. Walking, strength training, heat exposure. Also, let's retire extreme fasting. Okay, prolonged fasting lowers your thyroid output in many women, increases stress hormones, increases glucose dysregulation, leads to muscle loss without adequate refeed protein, triggers binge and restrict cycles. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be back with your health topic.
Did you know that nearly 70% of Americans struggle with their health every single day? That's why we are reaching out to health professionals and to anyone who simply has a heart for helping people. Right now, there's an opportunity to make a real difference in people's lives while building a flexible income stream for yourself. Whether you're already working in health, wellness, or just passionate about seeing people thrive, we want to connect with you and introduce you to our system. Together, we can provide real solutions that empower people to take control of their health and create lasting impact. If you've been looking for a way to combine purpose with income, this is it. Visit simplehealthincome.com or text 720-764-7448. That's simplehealthincome.com or text 720-764-7448. We look forward to working with you.
Schedule your free assessment and work with me at naturallyinspiredstore.com. Let's get you on your optimum health journey. A couple other things I got to squeeze in here that I would love for to be retired or that will die in 2026 is sunscreen. Sunscreen, I hope it goes away because sunlight is critical for vitamin D, circadian rhythm, and also nitric oxide. So sunscreen is, they're chemical sunscreen. They disrupt your hormones. They disrupt your skin barrier. And sun is good. Gradual sun exposure is wonderful for your circadian rhythm, for so much. I mean, it's too much to cover. And then lastly, buying supplements from Amazon and Walmart. Let's retire that, okay? Supplements are only as good as their sourcing and their storage. And when we buy from places like Amazon and Walmart, there's heat, humidity, long storage, degrade potency, third-party sellers, counterfeit risk, white labeling, bioavailability, no practitioner oversight or formulation integrity. It's basically just price focused there. And these cheap supplements and crappy supplements that, don't work, they really do harm to this movement of, providing people real solutions for health because they didn't work. Well, what was it? What was it? So let's retire and stop buying our supplements from places like Amazon and Walmart. All right, let's get to today's health topic. I want to talk about your eyeballs. Let's see here. Got to get to my notes here on our eyes. So number 1, 7 ways to improve and protect vision. Okay. Number 1, feed the retina what it actually uses. The retina is one of the most metabolically active tissues in the body. So it uses things like lutein, that's concentrate in the macula, astaxanthin, I always say that wrong, astaxanthin. It protects against oxidative stress. Do you know that will actually give you a tan? It's kind of a cool thing about it. Actually, maybe I'll cover that tomorrow. And vitamin A supports low light and night vision. And we have a wonderful product called Corrado Max, which fits perfectly for targeting the eye. The eye health is nutrient dependent. It's not age dependent. So many people think, my eyesight just gets worse because I'm getting older. No, your bucket is getting more depleted. So I often use this little, scenario to kind of help people understand how nutrition works, because pharmaceuticals work differently. Pharmaceuticals silence signals coming from your body. They are a Band-Aid of sorts, right? They silence things. Nutrition has to be built up over time. And all dis-ease, in my opinion, all dis-ease comes from deficiency. It's something you're not getting that has created a deficiency, or something has gotten into you that has created a response, like inflammation, like from toxicity. So when we have a deficiency, we don't take one pill and that deficiency fills in. It's like we've dug ourselves, once we start getting signaling from the body, communication from the body, we've dug ourselves a deep enough hole that the body's communicating with us now. So imagine you've dug yourself a 6-foot hole in the dirt and you're expecting to throw one shovelful of dirt back into the hole and have the whole deficiency be filled. That's not how nutrition works. It's one shovel at a time, day after day, over long periods of time. But that is true healing. And you don't want anything else. You want true healing. So understand and get ready to expect healing that way, because I think a lot of people expect healing to come from the pharmaceutical model. And that isn't healing. That's a Band-Aid. That's a quick fix to stop signaling from the body. It's kind of dangerous too, because when you shut one signal off, the body never gives up on you. It will only signal something else. That's why we get polypharmacy, right? We start medicating other signals because the body will never give up on you. It will continue to signal. Okay, so we have to feed the retina what it actually uses. This blue light deal that we're all in front of every day, that ain't helping. So blue light exposure increases retinal oxidative load. Screens increase eye fatigue and dryness. Blue light disrupts melatonin and poor sleep and impairs repair. Antioxidant status determine damage response. So screen breaks every 20 to 30 minutes, evening light reduction, and of course nutritional protection like the Corrado Max and also polyphenols help with eye health. Support blood flow to the eyes. So eyes rely on microcirculation. Poor blood flow, you get blurry vision, floaters, fatigue. Nitric oxide supports retinal perfusion, and omega-3s, of course, improve tear film and circulation. Fats, right? Think about if you're experiencing dryness, right? Whether it's on your eyes, in your scalp, that's a signal from your body. That's a signal from your body that you're lacking fats. So get fats back into your diet. Fat is good. Your brain is 60% fat, for goodness sakes. So omega-3s improve tear film and circulation to the eye. Avoid chronically low diets. Calorie diets. Again, the fasting, right? This chronically low starvation diets. It is not the way to achieve optimum health. So make sure you're getting healthy fats, omega-3s. I love our omega-3s. That is in the 3-pack stack. Okay. So also address dryness at the root. So dry eyes can be linked to, of course, the omega-3 deficiency, but also hormones, antihistamines that you're taking, screens worsen dryness, artificial tear treatments cause dryness. So, even over-the-counter things impact your eye health that you might not be thinking of. Some of these products we use for so long, we start to not think of them as causing any side effects. And maybe they didn't in the beginning. But I often think of, over-the-counter control, like stomach acid control products, or even birth control or pain relievers. We don't often link these to these problems that we're having, especially when it's something like dry eyes or loss of vision. We're conditioned to think that, this is just part of getting older. And it doesn't have to be. This is, again, deficiency. So you can get an eye health stack pack at naturallyinspiredstore.com/special. Okay. That is where you can get it. There's another thing, though, I want to tell you about, and that's zinc. Zinc and eye health. This is an important part here. What's going on with my stuff here? There we go. Zinc is highly concentrated in the retina. And so the eye, especially the retina and macula, contain one of the highest concentrations of zinc in the body. Zinc helps shuttle vitamin A from the liver to the retina. Vitamin A is essentially for night vision and low light adaptation. Without zinc, vitamin A can't do its job. So zinc protects against oxidative eye damage as well. The eyes are constantly exposed to light, oxygen, environmental stress, And zinc activates antioxidant enzymes, helps neutralize free radicals in the retina, protects photoreceptor cells from degeneration. Zinc helps slow age-related visual decline linked to deficiency. Zinc is critical for macular health. Zinc supports visual signaling. Zinc helps maintain eye surface and immunity. So many things that it plays into eye health here. So, who is at most at risk for low zinc? Zinc deficiency is actually common, especially in older adults, people with digestive issues, those on low meat or restrictive diets, high stress individuals. So stress depletes zinc. Blood tests often miss functional zinc deficiency. Here are some best sources of zinc. Of course, you can supplement with them. You can get it in the you can get zinc in the Eye Health Stack Pack at naturallyinspiredstore.com. Or right here, this is a 3-pronged approach for eye health. You've got the Corrado Max, you've got the Zinc Complex, and you've got the Omega Guard. Okay, what else did I want to tell you? Oh, foods. So oysters. Like, if you like oysters, I like fresh oysters. I think they're fantastic and a great source. But we're not eating them all the time. You know, we're not necessarily eating them all the time. Beef and lamb are great sources of zinc. Pumpkin seeds, eggs, very important. So zinc helps you see in the dark. It supports your retina, supports macular health, and keeps visual signals sharp. Without zinc, the eyes, they age faster, no matter how many carrots you eat. I like that because I think of eye health, we think of carrots. And we don't consider some of these other things that we can be deficient in. And, you know, Americans, especially just because of the nature of our diet, we're chronically low in omega-3s. We are chronically low in omega-3s. It's easy to get omega-6s into our diet here, but not so much when it comes to omega-3s. So consider that when you are dealing with eye health. Pick up this Eye Health Stack Pack. It's 3 products taken daily for optimum eye health. A wonderful way to stay in prevention as well. Like I always say, right? Like prevention is key. You know, we want to be thinking ahead. It's harder to catch up. So if you start to see some of these signals from your body, don't wait, right? Don't kick the can down the road, as I say, like, oh, I'll deal with that later. You'll be dealing with it later. And, you know, zinc deficiency is linked to other issues as well. It's linked to prostate issues, omegas, lack of omega-3s. A lot of different things affect omega-3s. It can impact joint mobility, and that's not just skin health, brain health, for goodness sakes, gut health. We're synergistic beings, and we got to stop thinking from the pharmaceutical model where it's very compartmentalized. Take this pill for this. Nutrition, it operates all kinds of systems in your body. You know, we're synergistic. So when you take omega-3 health for your eyes, it doesn't just stay in your eyes, right? It feeds and nutrifies your whole body. This is just a signal. If your eye health is deteriorating, that's just a signal of the deficiency in your body. Thanks so much for joining me today. This has been Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert-Garcia. I am so glad you joined me. Of course, I'll see you tomorrow.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio. Save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, Dive into long-form podcast conversations and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. NaturallyInspiredRadio.com.